Fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, fa la, fa la, la.
RBV choir teacher Nick Wheat feeling festive. Welcome to the Respect the Ranch podcast for December 2009. I'm Scott Bailey. Our monthly podcast, much like the Chicago public radio show This American Life, is built around a theme that explores that theme through stories, interviews, and art. December's podcast theme, appropriate for this time of year, focuses on traditions. So our podcast in 4 acts. In Act 1, an RBV teacher reflects on the power of traditions and Christmas. In Act 2, Rancho students identify a tradition they enjoy this time of year. In Act 3, an interview with 2 Rancho seniors, officers and RBV's Breaking on the Walls Club, who came to be friends in the most unlikely of ways. And finally, Act 4, seasonal music performed by an RBV senior and an RBV teacher in honor of Christmas. All of this to come on our Respect the Ranch podcast for December 2009. Let's get started. RBV chemistry and earth science teacher Warren Jacobs has been at Rancho since 1989 and has a true love for his subject area. In addition to teaching and coaching competitive soccer, as you will soon hear, it is clear that Warren, along with his wife and 2 children, have a life full of rich traditions, both secular and religious. He submitted this essay on the power of traditions and family.
Traditions. Happy holidays. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah. I just put up the lights in my own home and we are moving around the furniture to make room for our tree. All of our favorite ornaments, the children's handprints, grandma's tatting are up. All I need is a fire in the fireplace, some snow, and I'll feel like I'm in a Norman Rockwell painting. Traditions are great. They are the comfortable groove that we can slide back into year after year to feel warm and safe. We all have traditions in our immediate families, in our extended families, and in our culture. As parents, we pass on 2 vital things to our children, our DNA and our culture. Both are vital to us. Our DNA determines who we are, while our culture describes how we live. Traditions are one of the most important features of any culture, including our own. Traditions help us to view the world as a coherent and safe place. They should bring us back to our childhood and the safety of the inner circle of our families. They provide us as individuals, families, and cultures with constancy and routine that are inherent in being human. We have family traditions, regional and local traditions, religious and political traditions. They let us know the proper way of things, the way the world is. The Catholic tradition to let everyone know when a new pope has been selected is a puff of smoke from the Vatican. When a close friend in the surfing culture dies, his or her friends will follow the tradition of a paddle out to celebrate their friend's life. This would be as foreign to some Americans, say someone from Nebraska, as an Irish wake would be to the surfers. Both celebrate the life and mourn the death of a friend. We celebrate special days throughout the year. Halloween, Easter, Mother's and Father's Day, and the 4th of July are among the many days to which we attach many family traditions. Christmas is a huge part of American culture. As a society, we are nearly schizophrenic in our approach to this important holiday. We are urged to shop, spend, give, and get. The commercialism and consumerism is nearly compulsive. Even our government wants us to get in on it, to be a good citizen by stimulating the economy. At the same time, we know that the reason for the season is the birth of Jesus. This brings the spiritual side of the holiday, the Advent candles of peace, love, faith, and joy. In my family, we're trying to minimize the external traditions and maximize the internal ones. In fact, I really dislike the joyless press of obligatory shopping. My wife and I will avoid a shopping mall like a plague if we can. In the past 5 years, we have joined with other people in our church in a non-traditional approach to gift giving. We participate in an alternative Christmas by contributing to various organizations who are doing good work in the world. For my stepfather-in-law, a veteran, we donate to a group that supports the families of military personnel. For my father-in-law, we plant 100 trees in a depleted forest in the Dominican Republic through a foundation called Floresta. Last year, we purchased 25 doses of a pharmaceutical that prevents blindness in Nigerian children who become infected by a river-borne virus when they bathe. This was our gift to my mother. She was pleased. I think she was more pleased than if we had given her a pound of Starbucks coffee and a new mug. Of course, my children don't want to know that their present is half of a young goat to an Afar family in Ethiopia. For them, we try to select a single great present that they will enjoy, quality rather than quantity. We donate an old toy to the Salvation Army for every new toy they receive. Hopefully, they're learning to give and to receive. Of course, our gifting slush fund is the stockings. Goofy, silly, fun, and inexpensive gifts bring us a lot of laughter from our stockings. We explored the more spiritual aspects of Christmas by going on long hikes at Torrey Pines State Beach, spending quality time together playing board games. We walk through the night lights at the Quail Gardens Botanical Garden and have campfires in our front yard. Uncles and aunts and friends stop by to socialize. My good friend Dave breaks out his guitar and we sing songs. Sometimes we sit quietly and stare at the fire. We meet at my cousin's large home on one evening, and 40 or 50 of us sing Christmas songs, both secular and spiritual. It sounds both enthusiastic and painfully out of tune. I love it. Our newest tradition is outdoor ice skating at the beach in Coronado. What could be crazier than ice in the sand and palm trees of a Southern California beach? Traditions can grow and change over time. As children grow older, traditions will expand or contract in a family. New traditions are born when a significant reason presents itself. I have a close friend who doesn't celebrate his birthday, but instead celebrates his sobriety day. When my family and my wife's family merged, we were presented with some difficult decisions. My family tradition was to always open one present on Christmas Eve. My wife's family was shocked. My family opened stockings as soon as we woke up, but opened other presents together after a huge breakfast feast. Her family ripped into presents as soon as possible. Each set of parents wanted us in their home for Christmas. Of course, once we had our own children, we got to call all the shots. If the grandparents wanted to see the children on Christmas Day, they'd have to trek to our home and open presents one at a time and ooh and ah appropriately, as is our tradition. Traditions in many ways are like habits. They can be good or bad or just innocuous. Prayers before bedtime, walking the dog in the morning, pledge of allegiance, brush your teeth, and setting your alarm clock. These are all daily habits or routines that differ only in the frequency in which we perform them. Traditions are far more special and meaningful because they are far more infrequent. We look forward and anticipate the memories, the excitement, or the powerful meaning we will experience from the traditions. No one gets all excited about brushing their teeth each night, but the 5-week build-up to our Christmas presents, 2 months if you're under 10 years old, is very exciting. Traditions, like habits, can also make us a prisoner to unhappiness. Families can become polarized and hostile over religious traditions, just like some habits can hold us back from joy and growth. It is important to keep our traditions alive and also to keep them vibrant. Be flexible. Add new things. Don't let your holiday traditions rule you, but let them take you back to your childhood joy. Bring in your family and your friends. Expand your circle to include your neighbors. Be thoughtful and intentional, and weed out those traditions or parts of traditions that don't contribute to your family's peace and joy. Drive to Torrey Pines State Beach and join my family for a walk along the cliffs, or drive to Julian for a piece of hot apple pie. Most importantly for this holiday season, don't let the commercialism and consumerism be the tradition. Let relationships and sharing your time be the focus of your traditions. Our traditions, to be healthy and beneficial, need to be meaningful and personal. Don't believe all the advertising and billboards that show everyone ecstatically happy and nonstop laughing. The more we make our traditions meaningful in a spiritual way, the more powerful our experience will be and how intentional our relationships will be. So, light a fire, make some eggnog, play Monopoly, and love your family and friends. Remember why you celebrate this tradition, Christmas. Hopefully, the traditions we promote will bring more peace on earth and goodwill to all humankind.
RBV science teacher Warren Jacobs and his reflections on tradition. And now Act 2. As always, We spent a few lunch periods roaming the hallways, quad, and classrooms, asking RBV students what tradition they most enjoy this time of the year.
Hi, my name is Byron.
And a tradition I enjoy is
see the Christmas trees.
My name is Randy, and a tradition enjoy this time of year is going to Christmas parties.
Hi, my name is Kenna, and the tradition I enjoy this time of year is to decorating the Christmas tree with my family.
Hi, my name is Joshua, and the tradition I enjoy this time of year is opening presents.
My name is Isaias, and tradition I enjoy this time of year is to go to downtown San Diego to look at the Christmas tree.
Hi, my name is Susie. This tradition I enjoy the time of year going on my family trip.
Hi, my name is Philip. And the tradition I enjoy this time of year is me and my family to watch the Christmas parade.
I'm Aaron. I'm about to go on a family trip. Take up.
Hi, my name is Omer, and the tradition I enjoy is opening presents.
Hi, my name is Sarah Lee, and the tradition I enjoy this time of year is being with family.
Hi, my name is Ben, and the tradition I enjoy this time of year is putting up the Christmas lights.
Hi, my name is Ben, and a tradition I enjoy this time of year is putting up the
tree.
Hi, my name is
Sienna,
and a tradition I enjoy this time of year is putting up the
light.
Hi, my name is Micah, and one tradition I enjoy this time of year is getting carrots in a tin can for Christmas.
Hi, my name is Dan, and one tradition I enjoy this time of year is getting large birds and eating them.
Hi, my name is Seth, and one of the traditions I enjoy is the Christmas Nerf gun fight.
Hi, my name is Jake, and one of the traditions I enjoy this time of year is taking my little brother's presents.
Hi, my name is Deputy Cease, and the one tradition I enjoy this time of the year is buying gifts that we don't need and smiling and enjoying it the rest of the year.
Hi, my name is Joanne Jones, and the one tradition I enjoy this time of year is decorating the tree with my 2 baby boys.
Hi, my name is Eileen Hermanson, and one tradition that I enjoy this time of the year is making special holiday foods for my family.
Hi, my name is Steve, and one of my traditions this time of year is to go with my family and eat a lot of stuff.
Hi, my name is Karina, and one tradition I enjoy doing this time of the year is hanging out with my friends.
Hi, my name is Chris, and one tradition I enjoy this time of the year is family.
Yeah, this is Chris right here. I like opening presents for the free stuff.
Hi, my name is Jose, and one tradition I enjoy this time of the year is eating tamales with my family.
My name is Martin. Me gusta pasar tiempo con mi familia. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Valerie, and one tradition I enjoy this time of year is picking out a Christmas tree with my family.
Hi, I'm Bree, and the tradition I enjoy this time of year is Black Friday shopping.
Hi, I'm Anna, and one tradition I enjoy this time of year is trading ornaments.
Hi, my name is Thomas, and one of my traditions I enjoy this time of year is seeing my sister because she's off in college.
Hi, my name is Jessica, and one of the traditions I enjoy this time of year is watching A Christmas Story endlessly.
Hi, my name is Stephanie, and one tradition I enjoy this time of year is smelling the Christmas tree when I wake up in the morning.
My name is Zoe, and one tradition I enjoy at this time of year is playing the Dreidel Dreidel game at Hanukkah.
Hi, my name is Katie, and one tradition I enjoy this time of year is putting up the Christmas tree with my family.
Hi, my name is Corbin, and one of my traditions I enjoy this time of year is going camping with my grandmother.
Hi, my name is Christina, and I enjoy, one tradition I enjoy this time of year is going to my grandparents' house and opening presents.
Hi, my name is Cameron, and one tradition I enjoy this time of year is feasting.
And my name is Clifton, and one tradition I enjoy this time of year is Christmas parties.
Hi, and my name is Robert, and one tradition I enjoy this time of year is hanging with my family over the holidays.
RBV students and their thoughts on important traditions. And now Act 3. As most adults will tell you, high school has a long-standing tradition in which the more popular students torment students they see as less popular. While this sad tradition sometimes seems as if it will never end, it's important to recognize that we have a lot of students looking to rewrite that tradition into one of acceptance and friendship. Which leads us to RBV seniors Brandon Calvert and Kayla Mularski, two living examples of the power of connection and, hopefully, new traditions. So I'm here with Kayla Mularski and Brandon Calvert.
Hello.
Brandon, can you talk to me about Breaking Down the Walls?
Yes, that's actually a club that we started here on campus. It originated from the actual assembly that Phil came to, and I went to that, and in my little small group we actually came up with an idea of Breaking Down the Walls Club to kind of keep the feeling of Breaking Down the Walls going. It's kind of just to create a place where people can come and know that others are going to listen to them and respect them, kind of create a family environment.
What was it about the Breaking Down the Walls program, the assembly, that struck you, that motivated you?
So what I kind of realized is that everyone has a story. That kind of changed my way of treating people. And I kind of wanted to affect the way that other people treat other people also, so I started this club.
And Kayla, did you do Breaking Down the Walls this year?
No, and I did it my sophomore year, and I was the leader in Breaking Down the Walls last year, my junior year.
And can you describe your experience as a participant in your sophomore year? What did you get out of it?
As a participant, I made a friend in one of my classes. We hit it off, and we're friends now, too. And I met a lot of people that I have known since, in fact, I've known them since elementary school.
Until they were in Breaking Down the Walls. What's the difference between knowing them and meeting them?
Knowing them is knowing their name, just a little bit about them. Oh yeah, they take these classes, they have these friends, they're nice. But when you actually get to participate in the programs, in the little games, you actually get to know what things they like, more details. Mm-hmm. It's just more details and getting more on a personal level, because when you're in that gym, it's all locked inside there. Nothing's come out. You just, okay, I'm here with these people, and you kind of feel closer to them, even though, outside of the gym before, you never would have even thought about saying hi to them, nevertheless telling them, your problems or your life story.
Mm-hmm. Now, you two are both officers in the Breaking Down the Walls club, right? But this isn't the first time that you two met each other.
No.
You two have at least known each other for quite a while, and maybe just recently met each other, to use your words. Is this true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't we kind of go back to that, right? I know that you two have a little bit of history starting when you were a freshman and sophomore. So, Brandon, just to kind of get us started, how would you describe what you were like when you were a sophomore in terms of how you interacted with some people?
If I had to say it in one word, it would be jerkish. But more seriously, but more seriously, I think I was mean towards other people. I had like a lack of attention on me, so I kind of took that out, trying to get attention from other people by making fun of other people. So me making fun of one person would be funny to another person, and then that would give me credit and attention, and I'd feel good about myself. Overcompensation. Haughty, kind of. I didn't like to think that I was haughty, but I was. I think I was really trying to be cool, really trying to fit in.
And Kayla, how about you? How would you describe the Kayla of 9th and 10th grade?
In 10th grade, I was suffering from, what happened the previous year. At the end of my 9th grade, I got in a really bad car accident where it tore apart my face, and I got really bad. I was recovering from brain damage before the accident, and I had the accident while I was still trying to recover. It really made things really difficult in school, and I had just transferred here to Rancho that semester, second semester of my 9th grade.
So you're a little lonely, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And also, can you describe some of the symptoms of the brain damage?
I had
How's it affecting you?
It was affecting me in school. I could not concentrate. I would try and read a sentence in a book or like a question on a test, and I couldn't grasp the meaning of it. It was just like a picture to me, they weren't words, it wasn't a sentence, it was just there. It was just a piece of paper and with stuff on it. I would get frustrated easy. I mean, I would wear it on my sleeve if I was upset. It would show in my whole persona, and I wouldn't get over things quickly.
So then you two met each other. You had a class together or something
Yeah.
like that?
AP History.
AP Euro.
You had
Euro.
AP Euro together.
Yeah.
And Brandon, can you describe your interactions with Kayla in that class?
Yes. I had no idea of Kayla's position. I'm not to excuse my actions, but seeing her in class and my personality, it was an easy target. I saw it as, okay, there she is just sitting there out in the open, kind of like a tiger, just like, I'm a tiger. There's a gazelle just standing out there in the middle of the field. But
so more specifically, what about her? And I think what you're describing is her looking vulnerable. In some way.
Vulnerability, yes.
And how did you know she was vulnerable? What signs did you pick up on that made her seem vulnerable?
I think it's like a mixture of like the clothes you wear or the way you were in class. For instance, she would raise her hand in class and all the time and volunteer for questions and then be totally wrong or something. And then so that, of course, we're going to like make fun of that. And then so after that, it just became every time she talks, you laugh. You find something about what she said to laugh about. She's the vulnerable one. And like she said, you wore your emotions on your sleeve. She'll come to school angry, and then we try to make her more angry because we already knew she was angry.
You fed on that, yeah.
Yes.
What was it like for you? I mean, when you're in class and you know these things are going on, or are you how aware are you of what's in play?
I was very aware, and that's partly why I was so angry, like in class. Brandon and his friend would walk in all haughty, and then they'd like poke fun at me and sit down, and they like just turn around their seat, because for a while he sat right in front of me, and his friend sat right next to me, so I was just cornered right there. I was like, great.
Okay, so they're snickering along, and it's kind of building, right?
Yeah,
over
it's
days
just
and
built.
weeks.
And it was kind of, oh, I'm sorry, what were we going to say?
Now, I was just going to say, like, sometimes it'd make me angry, but after a while, it just made me really, really sad. I would hate myself, and I'd be like, God, I'm such a loser, and I would think so negatively of myself, and I'd like belittle myself a lot. There are points where I started crying, like almost every day after class, like I would cry.
And now we're talking about this, and we're kind of laughing, I know, because it's a little uncomfortable. But the minute she talked about how it made her feel sad, you instantly put your head down.
Yeah.
Why'd you put your head down?
Guilt. Yeah. I mean, I certainly feel like I'm a different person now, but now kind of like looking back at myself, I feel like I'd be one of those guys that right now I'd be like punching because of the way that they're acting towards other people.
Uh-huh. Did you have any awareness that she was, after days, weeks, maybe even months of this?
It was months.
It was months, right? She's leaving class crying, like literally crying.
No,
did you have any sense of that was the reaction?
If I was more, no, I wasn't observant of anyone else's feelings. So I definitely was not aware of her feelings. I was not aware of anyone else's feelings, but how I felt when I was doing it. I was a jerk.
So you get out of your sophomore years. You're kind of in your own world like that, and you didn't have too much contact in your junior year, no classes together, anything like that. And then you arrived in your senior year, and you landed in the same English class. So, Kayla, what was your reaction when you first saw Brandon in English?
Well, I walk in, and the first thing I see is Brandon right there, and I'm like, oh, crap. Not again, no.
Brandon, did you did you notice that Kayla was even in the class? I'm just kind of thinking of it from your perspective.
This sounds really jerkish, but I had forgotten her.
And so then, we go through a couple of months, and then you get involved in Breaking Down the Walls, right? You were a participant in Breaking Down the Walls?
Yeah, well, I was a leader this year.
And a leader, right, because
Yeah.
you were participating in your junior year. And then we kind of debrief the experience in class, right?
Yeah.
Kayla, can you describe your reaction to hearing Brandon talk about Breaking Down the Walls in class? What was it like? What was he saying? What struck you?
When he said that it really moved him and it really changed him, and how much he's just like, want to make this club. At first, I had two split reactions. First, I was like, wow, that's Brandon? And the other one was like, okay, he's going to make this club and it's all going to be a joke. He's like, are you serious? Is he just saying this to make himself look good? Like he used to make fun of me to look good, but he was like, it would mean a lot to me how people could get together and communicate. I'm like, okay. Really, is this Brandon?
Right.
Brandon? Same Brandon from 10th grade?
Right.
I actually kind of the whole class period, I wasn't really paying attention to you, Mr. Bailey, I'm sorry. I was just kind of in my own little world. I was thinking, I'm just like, I was changed by Breaking Down the Walls. And Brandon, hasn't really made fun of me. And I know I've changed. Maybe he's changed too. I would like to be a leader in the club because I loved Breaking Down the Walls so much, and I was a character leader last year. So after class, I kind of got his attention. I'm like, hey, Brandon. Of course, I wasn't really confident about it. I wasn't like, hey, Brandon. I was kind of like, hey, Brandon, are you taking Breaking Down the Walls? Yeah. Are you still gonna? I was really hesitant about it, but I basically told him I wanted to participate.
What I was actually thinking is, I don't remember who this is, but I know her name now because she said it in class. And I don't really know who this is, but I'm just excited that somebody wants to be in my club.
So let's see. So now you're working together in this club, right?
Well, yeah.
As much as you can, right? It's
Yeah.
not always, getting clubs started can be difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
It's maybe not exactly what you pictured.
Yeah.
The story is pretty cool. So, I don't know. We're here. Is there anything you want to say to Kayla about your experience with her in the last couple of years?
Well, nothing I haven't said to her already. We had a conversation before, and I can't say enough to say how sorry I am for the person I was.
And it's okay. I mean, after that whole thing, remember I missed I didn't come to the first meeting, but you came back the week after that, and you're like, hey, Kayla, aren't you going to come to the meeting? Really? He remembers I didn't come last time, or he wants me to come? I'm like, okay. So I show up and I help lead, and I had a great time, and it's just I felt included in something.
And at this point, I still didn't remember who she was. Okay, this girl wants to be a leader in my club, and she didn't come. So what's going on?
Right, and you had no idea until I approached you with this, right?
Yes.
And kind of told you about her reaction. Can you describe your reaction when I kind of pulled you out of class and kind of described what her experience with you was like?
Well, when you first said, well, this is going to make you a little uncomfortable, I'm thinking, okay, what can this guy know that would make me uncomfortable? and then you brought up Kayla, and I was like, oh my goodness. It was a mixture of surprise and guilt. I thought I had gotten rid of all that.
But once you did go into class, Kayla, what did he do when he came into class?
Well, he looked upset, and he had his head down. He looked at me, and his he looked so sad. I was like, and then you took me outside and you talked to me, and I was like, you told him that? I'm like, just like that? And I'm like, but it touched me a lot that I could physically see that he felt bad, genuinely bad. Where his eyes were even a little watery, and when I walked in class, he looked apologetic, and I gave him a hug, and that, I forgave him I didn't forgive him before. I kind of just forgot, but I forgave you when I walked back into class and I saw that you were genuinely sorry. The rest of the day, you're giving me hugs, and I can just tell that you felt bad. I'm like, dude, I forgave you back in the classroom. It's all okay.
So let's see. So real quick. So Brandon, I want you to try to think about 9th or 10th graders that might be listening to this, right? Or even juniors and seniors maybe. Can you give them any advice about seeing people who seem a little bit more socially vulnerable? What kind of advice would you give them?
I'm afraid of sounding cliche and saying that, oh, everyone has a story, and you can't just go around making fun of people because you don't know what they have to deal with when they get home. I don't know if that would necessarily stop the way that people treat others. Look at yourself and what you're doing. If I could go back, I would have looked at myself and looked at what was wrong, that I was actually feeling vulnerable myself was the reason that I was making fun of her, and I would have fixed the problem more specifically rather than taking it out elsewhere.
How about you, Kayla? Because there's other kids in your situation who are vulnerable, right, and maybe a little insecure, and what advice would you give them?
You can always talk to someone about it. I mean, I kind of kept most of it in. That was probably one of my biggest regrets, and I held on to those things, all those bad things, and I didn't let it go, and I stopped myself from having fun and making friends. Get yourself in a club. I mean, I got myself in a club, and I started loosening it up by the end of the year. You know, I joined Science Olympiad, and I joined the Writers Club. You know, be careful how you treat other people, because you never know where you guys are going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, or even 10 years from now. You know, because Brandon was probably one of the last people in this entire school I ever could see myself getting along with, nonetheless becoming friends with. And here we are. But, you know, now we get along, we laugh, we joke, we hug, we plan meetings together, and it's cool, you know.
We eat in and out together.
We eat in and out, yeah. I bought him a burger.
You bought him a burger.
That made me
And I bought
feel
him a
so
milk.
bad. That day that we had the conversation about, we're getting together to talk about how guilty I feel, and she brought me in and out. I was just like, oh, just pour it on.
Pouring it on.
I didn't mean to do that. It's just like, oh, I'm here. I'm going to get Brandon some minutes of lunch.
Look, I bought you a burger, too.
Yeah, he was late, so I was like, dude, I bought you a hamburger. It's getting cold. He's like, oh!
Not a hamburger. You're cruel.
That's okay. I drank his milkshake.
Brandon Calvert, Kayla Mularski, thank you for your time.
No problem.
No problem.
RBV Seniors, Brandon Calvert and Kayla Mularski. The Breaking Down the Walls Club meets on Tuesdays at lunch in the lecture hall if you're interested in participating in this growing tradition. And finally, Act 4. In honor of the holiday season, RBV senior Victoria Burgess and RBV choir teacher Nick Wheat perform the Christmas classic, O Holy Night.
The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till He appeared and the soul felt its worth. The thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born.
That was RBV senior Victoria Burgess and RBV choir teacher Nick Wheat performing O Holy Night. And that does it for our December 2009 Respect the Ranch podcast. Thanks again to RBV students, teacher Warren Jacobs, and Rancho seniors Brandon Calvert, Kayla Mularski, and Victoria Burgess for participating. Our original music was created by RBV teacher Nick Wheat, RBV junior Stephen Gomez, and RBV alumni Nick Shoup, Tyler Estabrook, and Brian Swoboda. January's podcast theme will be built around the power of change. If you'd like to send us feedback, give us leads on powerful stories, or contribute in any way, email us at rtrpodcast@gmail.com. That's rtrpodcast, one word, @gmail.com. So until January of 2010, I'm Scott Bailey, thanking you for listening to the Respect the Ranch podcast from Rancho Buena Vista High School.